Shalom.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Hey, shalom, shalom.
Shalom,
See your
shalom.
man Charlotte. Before we get started, we want to say Call Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. A double honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone that taught us truth and rule well. Much respect to you, brothers out there, preaching the truth for all righteousness and sincerity. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
So, we in times of heavy prophecy. So Esau's coming with that. He's soon to come with that great wrath. A lot of times he's a cunning hunter, so he comes with something you call psychological operations. Could you get the definition, Baba Kushal?
The psyop or psychological?
Yeah, it's basically the same thing. Cause he can't come on that. He's not on the same level as Jake, So he got to come with deception,
Kind. 1 second, so this is the definition of. Saying urban
Could you get the it's Wikipedia, Baba Kushal?
Yeah.
Because this man he's used psyops in almost every war. World War I, World War II. And soon to come World War III. Which he pushes with his propaganda.
So this is in Wikipedia, the definition of psychological operations or psyop. It says psyops are operations to convey selected information and indicators to audiences to influence their emotions, motives, and objective reasoning, and ultimately the behavior of governments, organizations, groups, and individuals.
So basically, it said select the information. So they basically, they tell you what they want you to know. It said select the information. So basically, yeah, they tell you what they want you to know. What else does it say?
It says they convey selected information and indicators to the audience to influence their emotions,
right,
motives, and objective reasoning, and ultimately the behavior of governments, organizations, groups, and individuals.
So basically, they're trying to persuade the masses, and they do that by basically they do it through word selection. Words like extremist, terrorist, identity extremist, and things like that. But we're gonna start with Genesis 25 and 27. Let me get it. Oh, you got it on your phone?
Now I was looking for a precept, but how you get that? Yeah, man, we live in a nation that's run off deceit, man, and trickery. Because this devil, he does a lot of lying. All right, that's why the scriptures in Job tell you that he's a forger of lies, man. All right, because this man, like you mentioned before we turned the camera on, this man knows that he has to use deception to pretty much fool people into doing what he wants, man. Because unlike Jake, he doesn't have that persuading factor, of making people just do something just because of your charisma. Because Esau's bland, man.
All right.
You got it.
This is Genesis 25 and 27. It says 25 and 27. So it says, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. All right, so you go into that word cunning, it basically means crafty, So Esau's a crafty hunter. If you take a hunter, they got, I don't know what it's called, but they put a seat in a chair, and basically they watch their prey, So they basically observing, and they see their weaknesses, their strengths, and things like that. So that's basically what Esau does. He knows people's strengths and weaknesses, And his chief target, his primary prey is Jake, I'm gonna get that as well.
I want to make a point too, because with being a hunter, a very skilled hunter at that, man. All right, you have to study your prey and pretty much know all the movement, know everything that you need to about the prey that you're hunting, so that you have the highest success rate to secure that kill for that hunt, man. And Esau pretty much has studied meticulously everything that he needs to know how to kill Jake, man. And how to pretty much warp the minds of the people, because that word psychological, psyops, what we're talking about. This dude is a sociopath, man. He's automatically figured out how to pretty much learn the mind, man. He's what they call a psychopath, man. The word psycho means mind, man.
I got one just going into what you're saying, bro. This is Genesis 27 and 41. It says, And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then I will slay my brother Jacob. So just going into that point, his chief target is Jake, Let's say that suddenly do he aim at the perfect and he feared not, roughly paraphrasing,
And I want to continue on with that definition. Like the word psychological, it says of affecting or arising in the mind related to the mental and emotional state of a person. And the scriptures tell you that Esau is wiser than Daniel, man. All right, and he's pretty much figured out on how to control the minds of the masses, man. Which is why these psyops and these different, false flags and things that he's doing. He strategically does that to pretty much get the minds of the people, man. You fall right into his trap, man.
They got it, and just going into that, they got a saying called I got it right here. It says, "Whoever controls the media controls the mind," and that's it. That's that devil. That's the devil's main source of getting information out there. The media, Could you get the definition?
Media.
Because it just coming up, in the ages, he's had different forms of media. A couple hundred years ago, he used newspapers and things like that and propaganda, but now you got social media.
Yeah, the word media, it says the main means of mass communication, broadcasting, publishing, and the internet regarded collectively.
So it said the main means of basically communication. This devil knows that whatever you have your mind on, or whatever you feel with, that's where your mind gonna be at. So I'm gonna grab a quick precept.
Yeah, while you're getting that, I want to make a point adding on to what you said, because as we said with that word psychological, it goes back to the senses, man. All right, and this media, when the second definition, which is heavy, shows you that his media is a form of witchcraft, man. Because the other definition it says a plural form of medium. And what is a medium? It's something that you channel something through, man. Which what the brother was going into, man. His newspapers, his radio, and you had the television. Now you got social media, man. These are all mediums to feed you what he wants you to know, to what you want to hear, man. So he's pretty much tapped into the minds of the people to control them, man.
It's Matthew 6:21. It says, "For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also." So whatever you cherish, whatever you hold dear to your mind, to your spirit, that's where your mind gonna be at. I'm gonna keep going. Verse 22. It says, "The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light." So if you got your eye focused on this truth, you're gonna be full of the truth. Verse 23. "But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness?" And that's why this devil puts out the bread and circus. Because if you got your eye focused on the bread and circus, that's where your mind's gonna be at.
Right. And then when you get into who controls the media, all right, you have to look at it's 6 major companies that own all American media, and the 6 companies are GE, which I think it was what General Elect.
Yeah, something with electricity.
Yeah, I think it's General Electricity or something like that. But they own Comcast, NBC, Universal Pictures, and Focus Features. All right, the next one is News Corp, and a couple of things that they own is Fox, Wall Street Journal, and the New York Post. Then you got the most notable one, Disney, who owns networks such as ABC, ESPN, Pixar, Miramax, and Marvel Studios. All right, Viacom, MTV, they own MTV, Nick Jr., BET, CMT, Paramount Pictures. And you got Time Warner. Now Time Warner owns CNN, HBO, Time, and Warner Brothers. And then CBS, they own Showtime, the Smithsonian Channel, the NFL.com, Jeopardy, and 60 Minutes. So showing you Esau pretty much has his hands over all sources of media. All right, so you got to question the news and the things that you're being fed. All right, they are being shown to you for a reason by this man. All right, because this man is a devil, and he's like, once again going into him being cunning, man. All right, he knows what he needs to do to fool you people, man. They have councils these damn different groups, the Bilderberg groups and the Trilateral Committee and such, to pretty much plan out the stages that they're going to pretty much cultivate the minds of the people, man. All right, this is why you get these different trends that they, got Jake and all these other people following, which all go back to some type of satanic witchcraft type things, man. But that's all because that's what they're being shown. I got a precept real quick. Okay. This is the book of Proverbs 12:5. It says the thoughts of the righteous are right, but the counsels of the wicked are deceit. The counsel of the wicked are deceit, which means what? That their counsels is shrouded in nothing but lies, man. All right. You have the UN meetings. You have the global summit. All right. And these supposed to be meetings for them discussing the well-being of the world, right? But when you look inside of those meetings, all right, they're pretty much discussing their new world order plans, their plans to enslave and indoctrinate everybody, man. Okay. So you can't trust the things that Esau was spoon feeding. You have to go and do a diligent search to see what is the truth, man. Because we live in a society full of lies, man.
Okay.
You got something?
Yeah, I got a precept because you said basically, the so-called JOOS, they basically own every company, and this is because this is Sirach 37 and 28. It says, "For all things are not profitable, for all men neither hath every soul pleasure in everything." So every soul is different, so people take pleasure in different things. So that's why this devil he owns all those things, because he's trying to attack everybody. Damn, I lost my train of thought. Yeah. But basically, he trying to reach everybody on every level. You know?
And these different channels and things that these people be on, man. When you look at it, they all seem to slip in they plans in there. Now, like, give you an example. You have the alphabet agenda, right? All right. Everywhere you're looking on now, you got to deal with the alphabet shit, man. You got these shows and movies. There's always these gay characters, man. Okay. You go into the sports world. Now, there's a big whole fuss over the first black gay athlete, or you got going fucking Sports Center. You see two niggas kissing.
Okay.
You see it everywhere, man, because they know that if they can just ease their agenda into just a little bit into these things that these people into, they'll slowly begin to accept it, man.
Okay, I'm back. So basically, you're trying to appeal to each type of person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But continuing on. Unless you had something.
I had a quick precept.
You got it.
This is the book of Nahum 3:1. It says, "Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not." So right, this place, America, also we know is a bloody city because it is founded off of the blood of our ancestors that were slaughtered here. It says, and it's full of lies and robbery, man. The part of that lies is their psyops, man, because how they're shifting the people to pretty much following their plans now is what these mini psyops they're doing, these false flags, man. That'll pretty much put the people in a constant state of fear, and that's how they make you pretty much go into what the next phase of their plans, man. Like the pandemic, all right, 9/11, the Sandy Hook thing, all these different false flags, the Batman shooting or whatever, Columbine. These are all orchestrated events that Esau does to pretty much, help push along what he really wants in the end, man. All right.
Okay. And it actually mentions that in the Wikipedia too.
Oh shit! Okay, I'll go back to that then.
Yeah. But basically, it's a program by the U.S. military, playing on the people's minds, and they actually got an operation called Hearts and Minds, which they carry out in Iraq.
Just read down. Or...
Yeah. See if something come up. We start from right there.
All right. So this is back in Wikipedia dealing with the psyops. So it says psyop can encourage popular dissent or discontent with the opposition's leadership, and by combining persuasion with a credible threat. Is that not what they did with this whole Russia-Ukraine situation, man? They're painting up as Putin as being the source of why everything is wrong, man. All right, when they invaded Ukraine, all right, they're pretty much making it. Everything is Putin's fault, man. The inflation, that's Putin's fault. All right, the food shortages, that's Putin's fault. If the virus come back in a new variant, that's gonna be Putin's fault, man. They're making Putin the boogeyman. They've always had to set that narrative up to make the people pretty much go along with what they want. 9/11, man. They had that staged event where the twin towers, exploded. They weren't hit by no damn plane, man. That was an orchestrated hit. But they had that happen to do what, man? To justify a reason for them to invade the Middle East, man. What was that Afghanistan?
Afghanistan,
yeah.
Iraq.
Yeah. So they had to put Osama bin Laden as the boogeyman for them to go into the Middle East, knowing damn well that whole situation was over the oil, man. You know?
And something else they also go, they live by, it says, basically it says in order for a psyop to work, it must be consistent and not contradict itself. So basically what brothers go into, never let a good crisis go to waste, So if you started with this lie, make it consistent as possible, which we've seen throughout this whole C-19 thing,
Yeah.
They would come out and say one thing, and then if something came out and was going against their narrative, they would snatch it off the internet. If a video came up, they would snatch it off the internet, And that's how we know we coming near the famine of the word,
Yeah, it was a quote that was saying something along the lines of, we're in the end when the truth is ill spoken of or something like that. You could tell the people the truth, and they looked at you like you're lying to them.
They don't even want to hear it.
They don't want to hear it because the Most High has blinded them, man. Well, I can continue reading on. It says, PSYOP can encourage popular discontent with the opposition's leadership, and by combining persuasion with a credible threat, degrade an adversary's ability to conduct or sustain military operations. They can also disrupt, confuse, and protract the adversary's decision-making process, undermining command and control. When properly employed, PSYOP can have the potential to save the life of friendly or enemy forces by reducing the adversary's will to fight, by lowering the adversary's morale and then its efficiency. PSYOP can also discourage aggressive actions by creating disaffection within their ranks, ultimately leading to surrender.
So, just going into that, it said that it can basically uninfluence somebody to go along with what they was their whole purpose, and that's because his devil heart is deep. They had an example, basically, if somebody they had somebody like locked up, and for 24 hours they played like heavy metal music. They knew that after 24 hours they went in and talked to him, they would break, So in these times to come, if you don't got the Lord, with you, then you just ass out, I got a quick precept though. This is Psalm 64, and what's the one that says the heart is here it is.
Like 6.
Yeah. This is Psalm 64 and 6. It says, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. So this devil is maniacal, because how would someone know to basically torture someone with music, and then after 24 hours, they go in and talk to him, interrogate him, and then they going to be willing to break, because this devil, they say they search out a diligent search,
Yeah, this man thinks of the most wickedest things he can do to people, man. Hey, to break you, they'll waterboard you. They'll pretty much starve you for a certain amount of days or shit. They'll make you sleep deprived, man. I think that happened with the Germans, I believe. And what they pretty much have go. You have MK Ultra, which is a form of how they influence people to do things that they don't want to do. All right, you have with the FBI. All right, they're going back to them pretty much having their hands in pretty much making people do things as well, man. The CIA as well, So this man uses deceptions on all levels, man. I have a quick precept. This is Isaiah 32:7. It says, the instruments also of the churl are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words when the needy speak of right. Right. And it says the instruments of the churl are evil. All right, going into his ways, man. You read it in the NLT. It says the smooth tricks of scoundrels are evil. They plot crooked schemes. They lie to convict the poor, even when the cause of the poor is just. Right. So they're constantly, devising, do new plans to pretty much bring forth their agenda, man. So you people gotta, do a diligent search and actually look up and see, things that are being done, because these damn different false flags. Like you had the Al Qaeda, that was the boogeyman, years ago, and it came to find out that those so-called Al Qaeda, that was in Iraq, right?
They pretty much all over. You got Al Qaeda, and then you got ISIS, and then you got it's another one. I can't remember. Taliban.
Yeah. So all these different ones, they were all CIA employed by the CIA, man.
Mhm.
And you have that going on in Ukraine right now, where it's a Nazi group going around murdering people over there, man. That's not being talked about on no news site, man. Why? Because the news is controlled, man. You know, you ain't getting real media from Fox News and what's CNN, man. You got to go on world news, man. We're going to talk about BBC. We talk about Al Jazeera, Smart News, RT. Those give you real news, but these news outlets ain't going to give you the real on what's going on, especially not what's going on in the world, man. You got something?
I was just looking for something real fast.
So continuing on, it said the smooth tricks of the scoundrel are evil. They plot crooked schemes. They lie to convict the poor. And even when the cause of the poor is just, right? So they use their media as a means, to pretty much justify what they're doing, man. All right. So this shows you that, hey, man, this man is the devil, man. All right. He has mastered on how to fool you people, man, especially you Jakes, man, because you Jakes believe anything that he tell you, man. And the biggest reason we know that, because this whole Jesus Christ situation, giving our people a white image to worship, that's one of the biggest psyops that Esau's ever done in history, man. That's a mind fuck, man.
You get Proverbs 15 and 1. Cause just going into part of this devil's psychological operations, he uses wordplay, play on words, to reiterate words like extremist, he's a black male, stuff like that.
They sensationalize that black man.
Okay.
It says Proverbs 15 and 1, a soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger.
So this the point of this verse is going into a soft word is going to diffuse a situation, but it says a grievous word will stir up anger. So the point I want to grab out of this part is basically Esau Edom will use different words because he knows it's going to make someone feel a certain kind of way, and ultimately go along with his agenda. And also Proverbs 18 and 21.
This is the book of Proverbs 18 and 21. It says, life and death are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof.
So, and in this verse, it's talking about you can be rewarded off of how you speak, but also going into Esau's wordplay, he know that the different words that he used, if he uses a certain word like in a newspaper or like the media, it's going to bring life to his agenda as well,
Which is why they don't want us speaking about the scriptures, because these scriptures chant down, Esau's kingdom, and that's what he hates, man.
And the only reason he's doing this because he sees he's running his kingdom off of wickedness, So he sees that it's falling, So I wanted to grab this. This is Isaiah 47 because we come into a time like no other. So he can come with like the greatest psyop, Isaiah 47 and 1, it says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne. So the Lord is snatching that power seat from Esau Edom, And just like in Psalm 49 and 11, it said that he feel like his house is going to continue forever, So he's fighting tooth and nail to hold on to his rulership. It says, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. It says, O daughter of the Chaldeans, because this devil uses deception, and he communicates with like different, demons and stuff like that. It says, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover the locks. Thy locks make bare the thigh, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. So the Lord is exposing Esau Edom. That's why these nations are rising up against him. All right.
Which is why we're praying to the Lord to cover us from this plan that this man is pushing, man. Because hey, these psyops are going to continue on to bring in his new world order, man. All right, they're about to pretty much put the prophets on Front Street and make us seem like we're the worst, the worst thing alive. And then on top of that, we're the reason why everything is going the way it's going, man. Which that's Esau, trying to pull out his last play because he knows he's going down. Right on Precept.
You got that picture? Could you pan it in the camera? The one with the bear and the.
Yeah.
Because again, this devil uses deception. It's basically a picture of. It's kind of like beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, it got. Well, yeah. The brother can pull it out. Because they're basically painted as Esau is the victim, but the whole time he's the one that's behind it.
That's lucky. I'm trying to find it.
Kind of.
He's speaking of.
Okay. Because to reiterate, we in some heavy times. You got the chip coming out, the charagma. So he ain't just gonna come out and say that this is the MOTB. He's gonna be like, oh well, how they doing right now? Oh, it's $200. You can get it like this. You can open your car door. You can you can pay your bills. You don't gotta worry about losing your wallet anymore. Just trying to appeal to the people's emotions. But
It's a little small, so I'm gonna have to try to see. Get it up in there. But it's just one on the top, so I'll try to find a bigger one. But go ahead.
I want to get that. Get Matthew 24 and 24. Because the Lord said if it would. Well, I'm gonna get it. Because Satan got 2/3.
Here we go.
You got it.
Yeah, he always got to make himself like he's the good guy, man. But he'll only show you parts of the story. He won't show you the whole story. He won't give you all the facts and everything that you need to know, so you can see both sides of the field. He only wants you to hear his point of view.
Okay. This is Matthew 24 and 24. It reads, "For there shall arise false Mashiachs and false prophets, and shall shew great signs and wonders, and in so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect." And Esau Edom, again going back to his heart being deep, he's going to deceive the masses of the world through his psychological operations. Had another precept as well. This is 2 Corinthians 4 and 4. Second Corinthians 4 and 4. Yeah, he also used that tactic in the hearts and minds when he went to Iraq. He basically said that they had weapons of mass destruction, and basically he said that because he had a whole ulterior motive because he wanted the oil that was over there.
Yep. This man will do anything in his mind to make people believe, that he's never in the wrong, man. You hear people talk about how slavery pretty much, it wasn't all that bad, and that narrative is being pushed now. But then look at the state of our people from dealing with that, and they just say, "What? Get over it," But remember the Holocaust, and the Holocaust was another style because that shit wasn't what it was. Like how they try to make it sound like, man. So you gotta keep listening to him just pump these lies into your head year after year, man. Which is showing you that this man, his mouth has to be stopped, man.
This is 2 Corinthians 4 and 4. It says, "In whom the God of this world has blinded the minds of them," going into that the psychological warfare that he plays on the masses of the people, "of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them." So the only way they're gonna get it is if the Lord opens up their eyes. Because going back to Matthew 24 and 4, he uses such great deception that if it was possible to deceive the elect, uh, um, that will be done, but it's not possible. That's why it says that, or basically it's going to that he got the masses. You know, other than the elect.
Kind. I got a precept real quick. This is
Okay.
Psalms 120 and 2. Deliver my soul, O Lord, from lying lips and from a deceitful tongue. What shall be given unto thee, or what shall be done unto thee, thou false tongue? Pretty much saying, hey, we're asking the Lord to deliver us from this liar, man, because we know this man is conspiring to kill us, man. And so we need that protection from Yahweh Shemi outside, so we don't fall, in that trap, man. Because he's about to, spring on 2/3 and even his own people, man. These unsuspecting, Babylonians. Yeah, that's gonna come against him, man. He's setting all these traps up to kill you, man. So if you are a man of wisdom, you will want that protection from the Lord, man. All right.
You about to get home?
Nah, you got it.
Could you grab Romans 13 and 11?
Mm-hmm. Romans 13 and 11, and that knowing the time, that now it is a high time to awake out of sleep.
It's a high time to wake out of sleep, because Esau even about to come with that great wrath. You got famines popping off. You got the charagma going on, wars and rumors of wars. It's a heavy time of prophecy, so it's a high time to wake out of sleep.
Mm-hmm. It says, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
So now is our salvation nearer than we believe. Each day that we wake up, it's more and more things going on. So our salvation is nearer than we believe. It's coming closer and closer each day. That's it.
Continuing on, verse 12. It says, the night is far spent, the day is at hand.
The night is far spent, man. The time of being in that gross darkness is far spent, man. It's time to repent, and turn back to the Lord.
Yep. It says, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light.
Let us cast off the works of darkness, because we all was in the world at one point, but we got to put on that armor of righteousness. It's the armor of righteousness, right?
Yeah, armor of light.
Armor of light, I got a quick one and close it out.
I was going to add to that too, because hey, we were once under that false delusion of those different psyops, man. We was believing in Esau and the things he was telling us, man. But the Lord woke us out of that. So now you gotta walk with the Spirit, man. Walk like you got some sense, man. All right.
This is Isaiah 52 and 1. It reads, "Awake, awake." All right. When you say awake, it's synonymous with putting on the truth and no longer being in that dead state, that sleep state.
Hey, put the light on you.
Put on thy strength, O Zion. The people. Put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean. It says, shake thyself from the dust, the ways of Babylon. Put that stuff off, because if you don't, you're going to be destroyed.
That's right.
It says, arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughter of Zion. For thus saith the Lord, ye have sold yourselves for naught, and ye shall be redeemed without money. So we coming into the time where, Hamashiach, or the Lord is sending, Hamashiach to redeem his elect, But you got something else, bro?
We can continue on with this.
Con.
Back in Romans 13 and 13, it says, let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in the chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying. So pretty much, like bro was saying, being, pretty much being in the spirit, man, not falling for the traps of Babylon, man. Our minds is focused on the Lord, because Esau has all these distractions to keep the people's mind off of what's happening. Now we got to be focused, man. Continually staying on our watchtower so that we can continue to warn the people, of what Esau is doing, man. Because if it wasn't for the prophets, man, you people will be totally lost on what Esau is really doing, man. And we're telling you this down to why he's doing it, man. Because this man's the devil, man. And he's trying to be God, man. He's trying to control the whole world, man. That's all I had, though.
I think I had one more. This is Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 14. It says, "Wherefore he saith, Awake thou that sleepest," you know, going back to Isaiah 52, you know, awake from that sleeping state, you know, arise from the dead, you know, because it says that the man that wandereth out of the way of the understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead, roughly paraphrasing. So if you remain dead, and Proverbs would say, basically he walked past those that was slothful and those that was dead, and they was going to inherit worms, roughly paraphrasing, you know.
Right.
But it's going back. It says, "And Hamashiach shall give thee light," talking about his truth. It says, "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise." You know, so circumspect mean to be cautious, you know, and stay on your watch. Hamashiach said, "Watch as well as pray." You know, because if you're not watching, you know, you can fall back into the world. Verse 16, it says, "Redeeming the times, because the days are evil." And you redeem the time by standing in His truth and measuring up the times diligently in itself. You know, by continually watching.
I got another one.
Okay.
1 Thessalonians 5:5. Ye are all the children of light, and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober.
So we gotta remain sober. You know, if you was drunk off the ways of Babylon, the only thing you're gonna inherit is the ICBM missiles and whatever plague the Lord had for you. You know, but we gotta remain sober and remain on our watch.
Yeah.
You know, because the Lord said that He gonna visit Jerusalem and search the men. Yeah, and basically visit the men that have been settled on their leaves.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, because as it said, man, we're the children of light, man. You know, we're not in the dark. We're not of darkness, man. You know.
Okay.
So we're supposed to walk like we have the light. It's going to get in that.
Okay.
It says, verse 7, "For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night." All right, so these people that are in this world, as the brother read earlier in that 2 Corinthians 4:4, they've been taken by the, you know, the God of this world, man. He has them under His spell, man, under His control, man. So they believe everything that He says and does, man, you know. So it says, "They that sleep in the night," for they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that are drunken, drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, and that sober means being clear-minded, being aware, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet that and the hope of salvation, which goes back to that putting on that armor of light we went into earlier, man.
Okay.
It says, "For Yahweh Shem Yahushua, or Yahweh, have not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahushua Hamashiach, who died for us, that whether we wake or sleep, we shall live together with Him." So we understand that the Lord is our salvation. He's our ticket out of here, man. So no matter what we do, as long as we stay in the truth, no matter if we're put to death or we're able to, you know, make it on the chariot, all right, we're still going to be with Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because whether we die or live, we're still going to be on those ships, man, you know. Well, whether we be of the elect. So the Lord is pretty much, you know, instructing us, man, don't be fooled, man, all right? Pay attention to what's going on, man, because if you follow the Lord's plan, all right, you follow His guidelines, with the wisdom He's given us, all right, you'll be able to see through all that bullshit, man, because you know what the end goal is, man. So you start looking at things that don't make sense, all right? You start hearing shit that, you know, Esau be saying that don't make sense, because we understand what's going on, man. That shit does not fool us, man. You know, as mentioned earlier, the precept, it says if they were able to, they would be able to deceive the very elect, but they can't, because the Spirit of the Lord is having us see through all that shit, man.
All right, precept. This is Proverbs 22:3. It says, "A prudent man foreseeth the evil," and a prudent man basically means a wise man. You know, he foresees the evil because everything. You know, we got the secrets of the scriptures. We got the understanding of the scriptures, so we know what's going to happen before it happens. It says, "And hideth himself in His truth, but the simple pass on and are punished." You know, so those that are sleeping, those that are insofrating and want to walk around drunken, you know, they're going to be they're going to pass on and they're going to be punished ultimately.
Yeah, Esau, man, he's losing, and you can see it. If you have the eyes to see, you can see it. He's scrambling, man. All right, Project Warp Speed, you know, they passed that, And they've been just moving fast because Revelation 12 and 12 said what? He know he had but a short time, man. You know? So yeah, he's got to rush this shit because he knows Yahweh Shai is coming back. And hey, they said it. They're losing the information war, man. They can't fool the people like they used to, man. Isaiah 14:12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? All right, and hey, Lucifer, you know, going into the light bearer, man. You know, because hey, the so-called Illuminati, that's what they mean. You know, the light bearer, man. Okay, so Esau's falling into power as we speak, man. All right, he's losing the information war. So hey, just continue on with the spirit of the Lord. You know, hey, we got to stay awake, stay aware, and continue to watch, man. All right. You can close it.
Con. Hey, but Lord willing, those edifying. We're going to go ahead and close it out by saying, Call her light and love. Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, and Kakadash. A double honor to the elders and the apostle, great millstone, to tell us the truth with well. A much respect to you, brothers, that are pushing the truth for our righteousness and sincerity. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.